Alright, poker fam, we're heading out on our way to Sacramento. Let's go. I know, we look a little rough, but it's early in the morning, you know? But we're on our way. Get into this plane. This pretty much full plane. Here we go. We are in Sacramento, California at Capo Casino, and we're just waiting to get on a table. They have more people than they do tables, so it's going to be pretty interesting, and we can't wait to jump on and get in the mix. You know, the nerves are kicking in, but not going to let that deter me. Just had a great meal. Thank you so much, Capo Casino, for and Doug for arranging that for us to get fed. I really appreciate that. But we're about to walk in here. Hopefully we can run it up and do well. These some great opponents out here. So just met Andrew Locke and the rest of the guys, so it's gonna be fun. Alrighty, in the game for 400. What's up, Dang Blue? What's good? Got check raise Charles down there. What's up, bro? Let's go. I have ace king offsuit in the cutoff position. Check raise Charles is under the gun. Really cool guy and an extraordinary vlogger. He decides to lead out for $15. Hijack makes the call. I go ahead and call, and so does a small blind. Looking back, I should be 3-betting this particular hand, raising it anywhere from 45 to 60 bucks. But I do not make that decision, and I think a lot of that has to do with me still trying to figure out my camera angle, which can be really distracting sometimes, and not really paying attention. This is the first playable hand that I've been dealt with in the first 30 to 45 minutes, so I guess I got a little excited, but definitely a mistake on my part, and need to readjust. But as play, this is what I do. The flop comes out 8, 10, 9 rainbow. Not a really good board for us. Doesn't really hit our range. All we have is 2 overcards. Fortunately, it does check around. The turn comes the queen of clubs. So now the board's a lot more coordinated. Small blind decides to lead out this time for $25. Check raise Charles and the hijack decide to fold. I go ahead and make the call. I have a gut shot, still have 2 overs. I feel like small blind is just trying to steal the pot. So that's why I decide on a call. So we go heads up to the river. The river is a 6 of spades. And right away, small blind leads out for $85. I pretty quickly fold. There's no way that he's bluffing here at this point with the way he's leading out. He flashes me a queen and takes down the pot. So I put him on a queen jack type hand. Looking back, like I said, I should be 3-betting this hand, and this is one of the great reasons why I love looking back at content. It helps me see my mistakes and to get better from them, to learn from them. You don't learn from winning, you learn from losing. So on to the next hand. We get another hand to try to redeem ourselves with ace queen of spades in middle position. Few limps to me, and I decide to raise it up to $20, and I get calls from only the cutoff and under the gun 1. So we're gonna go 3 ways to a flop. The flop comes out 3 ace 4 with the 3 4 of diamonds. So fairly coordinated board, pretty wet board. I'm not too worried about 2-5, but possibly 6-5 could have come along. So after it checks to me, I feel pretty confident about my hand, and I decide to lead out for $45. Not gonna slow play this hand, being that there's a flush draw on the board as well. Cut off pretty quickly folds back to under the gun 1, and after some time, he decides on a fold as well. So looks like, in fact, we did have the best hand, and we take this pot down. We win back a little money from that last hand that we lost, heading in the right direction. On to the next hand. We have queen 10 offsuit in the middle position. This is a bomb pot, so every dealer change, they do a mandatory bomb pot. So everybody puts in 10 bucks. Now, if you know anything about me, I'm not really the biggest fan of bomb pods. You usually don't see any bomb pod content in my vlogs. However, this is a meetup game and I want to be cool. I want to be fun. You know, I want everybody to know that I'm here to have a good time. So I decide I'm going to go ahead and throw in $10. Why not? I'm going to participate in the bomb pod out here in SacTown. And who knows? We'll see what happens. The flop comes out 8, 10, 5 with 2 hearts. So not too bad of a flop. We do have top pair and a decent kicker. And fortunately enough, it does check around. The turn comes the 8 of clubs. Checks to me again, and this is a pretty good card that I can bet out on. With 2 pair, I don't think anyone has an 8. We lead out for $35. This is more of a probing bet to kind of see where we're at. And just like that, everyone folds. So we scoop a pretty good sizable pot for a bomb pot that we really didn't want to participate in at first, but glad we did. So easy win. Shortly after that queen 10 offsuit hand, we go on our dry run. We are extremely card dead, and for the next 2.5 hours, we don't get a single playable hand. And when we do get a playable hand, such as pocket sixes, we try to set mine and we just throw away money. We don't hit. We're bleeding chips here, end up down a bit. So we're gonna need some help. We're gonna need some playable cards. Doug lets us know that we can rotate around. So I rotate to the second and final table of the night. I decide to go around and say hi to everyone and say what's up to the other vloggers. Then we head to our other table. And finally, we get some playable hands.
Hey, I gotta get up, take a break. You gonna take a break right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna just walk around.
Is it gonna be on the vlog?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna ask you something. What if you shave your beard? Is it still gonna be called Leo Bearded Poker or Leo Shaved Poker?
Leo Bald Poker.
Leo
maybe?
Bald
Face
Poker. Bald Face Poker.
Can't shave the beard, man.
Women Poker.
Oh, baby face poker. Baby face poker.
Baby face poker. All right, man.
Hey, take care, brother. Appreciate you, man. What's up, Doug? How you doing?
What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Good, man.
How you doing? Killing it? Or
Not really. Not really. Have to rebuy, but it's okay.
rebuy? Hey, you know what? Keep your heads up.
It's a good event.
Action table.
Yeah.
Look at that baby stack over there. Oh, that's mine. Wow. What up, Andrew?
What's up, man?
What's up, man? How y'all doing? This is the table I should have stayed at.
The other table.
Doug got me. Doug got me. How you doing?
Good.
Oh, looks like you're doing good.
I'm about even.
Oh, you're about even?
Yeah, I ran into someone with aces and they took some of my money. But I got it back when I flopped the flush. So.
Okay. You flopped the flush, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, you have to know the dealers.
This is an interesting hand. We have king 10 offsuit and we're in the button. We get a few limps to me and I decide to lead out for $15. Small blind, big blind, and under the gun all make the call. Interesting. So we're gonna go 4 ways to a flop. The flop comes out ace, queen 5, rainbow. So we do have a gut shot, but that's about it. Thankfully, they all check to me, and in position, I decided to go ahead and check as well. Maybe I should be leading out here, but I don't want to get pushed off this hand. So a check is what I decided to go with. A turn is a 6 of spades, pretty bad card because now, besides the random gut shot straight draw that could possibly get there, there is now a flush draw on the board. So now I do not feel any desire to put any money in this pot. But it checks again all the way around to me. So I decide to just take my free card. And thankfully I do. The river comes the jack of hearts. So we hit our straight somehow. Man, what a great card for us. The flush draw breaks out and we get a straight. That's what I'm talking about. And we decide we want to put some kind of money in this pot. It's going to be pretty obvious that that jack was good for us. He leads out for $15. Folds all the way back to me. And I'm definitely not going to let this settle for $15. So I decided to go with a raise. Now to pick a sizing that I think he would call. The sizing I decided to go with was $45. It's not too much more for him to call. And if that jack was good for him, he might actually re-raise me. So I decided to go with a re-raise of $45. He tanks and tanks and tanks goes back and forth, and then finally he calls. We show our hand and our straight is good. We take this pot, he knocks on the board saying nice hand, and it's good to take this win. There's a weird direction this hand went through, but it turned out fairly profitable for us. All right, on to the next hand. All right, I haven't quite figured it out yet, but I do want to do some kind of a hand of the vlog, hand special of the vlog. This one is my favorite hand. I haven't quite figured out the acronym for it yet, but when I do, I promise I will let you guys know. Let's get into this hand. We have 10-9 offsuit and we're in the hijack position. We get a few limps, including myself. And when he gets to the big blind, instead of checking his option, leads out for $20. So everyone is folding. They're dropping like flies. When it gets to me, I considered folding, but when I noticed with the corner of my eye that my opponents in the cutoff, button, and the small blind already had their cards in their hand, preparing to fold, just waiting on me, I decide that I'm gonna go ahead and make this call. And once I do, they immediately fold. I like these odds. Going up against one opponent, in position, heads up, and if we can hit this board, this could be really good for us. So we go heads up to a flop. And the flop comes out really well for us. Jack 8-4 with the Jack 8 of clubs. So besides the flusher out there, we do have an open-ended straight draw, and we also carry the 9 of clubs. So this is a really good board for our hand. Big blind continues with the aggression and c-bets for $40. I tank for a bit and I decide with a call. I felt that a call makes sense as opposed to a raise just because we're open-ended and there are a lot of turn cards that can improve our hand, and if we hit that card, we can just continue to allow our opponent to barrel into us. So as played, I make the call. The turn is not a good card for us. It's the 5 of diamonds. So it does make the board a lot more coordinated. 7-6 can get there. 7-6 of clubs could have gotten there. So there are a lot of good hands that we're losing to now. But my opponent does something really interesting. He has been giving off a lot of tells throughout the session that I've been on this table, such as sitting up, sitting back, making a quick decision change, for an example. So in this case, he looked like he wanted to check. He put his index finger out to check, but then goes back, grabs some chips, and he grabs a big chunk of them and then leads out for $45. He stacks it out for $45. So only a $5 difference from his previous raise on the flop. So with all that in mind, and knowing that this opponent is a fairly straightforward opponent, I decide to go ahead and make the call. The river comes out a bad, but potentially a good card as well. It's the 3 of clubs. And the reason why I feel this is a good card is because now there is a flush draw on the board. And if my opponent does not have the flush, he's definitely going to slow down. Because as I mentioned before, he's a fairly straightforward player. And sure enough, he quickly checks. So we, of course, brick out. We don't hit any of our cards to give us a straight, whether it's a 7 or a queen. However, being that our opponent has been aggressive this entire time on both the flop and the turn, and then show weakness on the river, he's afraid of this flush. So the only way we're going to win this if we sell a convincing bluff. And sure enough, we do. We decide to ship it all in. We shove all in for our remaining stack. And he fairly quickly folds. So we get the bluff through. This is something that I've really tried to work hard on to improve my game by not only picking up on tells and reads, but also bluffing from time to time. Later on, he asked me if I had the flush. I told him it'll be on the vlog. They all chuckled and we continued on. We have 2 red 10s here on the button. Beautiful hand to have in this position. I raise it up to $15 and get 3 callers from the small blind, under the gun +1, and the hijack. So we're gonna go 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes out king 7-5 with 2 spades. So we don't have a spade in our hand, and there is an overcard to our pair. Thankfully, it checks around, so we're gonna go ahead and take our free turn card. Why not? The turn comes the 2 of clubs. This time, small blind leads out for $15. The gun +1 folds, and hijack makes the call, getting a good price to see the river, so we go ahead and come along and call. And the river comes the beautiful 10 of spades. We do have to worry about the flush hitting for one of our opponents. That's a possibility. However, we hit our set and we're feeling pretty good about our hand. I really don't put any of my opponents on a flush until small blind decides to lead out for $45. Hijack quickly folds, and now it's back on me to make a decision. I don't think a raise is the right play here. No way. Because we're definitely going to get re-raised off our hand, and the opponent that we're playing against, he has the ability to do that. I have seen him in certain occasions re-raise opponents off their hands and kind of smirk about it. That's kind of his thing. So I don't see myself folding either. I think I have too strong of a hand to fold, and if he just happened to run down and chase a flush, so be it. Here's my money. But nonetheless, I make the call. My opponent flips over King 10 offsuit for the river 2 pair. We turn over our hand and we're scooping this pot with our set. That was the last hand of the session. Shortly after, all the vloggers decided to rack up, head to the cage, cash out, and we all decided to head to the bar inside the casino, have a few laughs, have a few drinks, and just call it a night. Embarrass myself. I'm about to go against this guy right here. Fish poker. Thanks for embarrassing me.
This guy's not gonna get embarrassed. Look at this
I'm
guy.
gonna get embarrassed.
Look at this guy. This guy vlogging. I'm vlogging. Leo bearded poker. If this guy's no more Leo. No more Leo.
Just bearded poker.
Bearded poker. Follow this motherfucker on YouTube. All right. I need you guys to go comment on his freaking video.
Fish sent you.
All right. Chug challenge 1, 2, go.
He's done. He's done. Keep going. Come on. Finish
Come on.
Keep going.
For the Texans.
There you go. Come on.
He's going to stop. Watch. He's going to stop.
For the Texans.
He's going to stop.
Finish it. For the
He's going to stop. He's going to stop. Look. Just quit. It's fine. If it's a Texas thing.
He has a lime in there too, bro.
He's got it. He's got it. He has got it.
Oh,
there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
For Texas.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what's a real challenge? Me versus Wolfgang.
Did it for you guys. This is the guy that gave me a ride. Appreciate you, bro.
Oh, sure, man. No problem.
Hell yeah, from the airport,
whenever you're
man.
down in LA,
That's what's up, man.
you know what's up, right?
I hit you up. I'm gonna hit you up. Heck yeah.
So we're going to drink or?
Oh boy. This guy's a bad influence. Thank you. Yeah, we get a shirt. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, what's going on, man? Man, you had a long trip. Thanks for coming all the way out here.
Hell yeah, 1,800 miles. 1,800 miles.
Yeah, that's you're committed. You're committed. There we go. That's right. Let's do a double there. There we go.
What do you want?
Yeah. So check out his channel now.
Right, thank you. Appreciate it. I appreciate
Put it down
it.
below.
Thanks, man. Hey,
Thanks for coming out.
pleasure meeting you guys. Pleasure meeting you guys.
We'll
Yes,
try to
sir.
go out your way.
Yeah, let's come out here. Come out here. That's right.
All right, man.
Well, this concludes the vlog and session out here in Capital Casino. I had a great time at the meetup game with the NorCal guys out here in SacTown. Great experience. Not a huge profit, but a win's a win, and we'll take it. So, without further ado, I'm going to put all these guys' links in the description down below so you can subscribe to their channel if you haven't already. Really cool guys. I've had a great time meeting these individuals. They're awesome people and really humble, down to earth, and just fun guys to hang around with and get on the table with. So, had a great time. Anyways, without further ado, this ends the vlog. Take care, guys.